Gemini Advanced got released earlier this month, and supposedly it's better than ChatGPT 4, and it's one of the most advanced models provided by Google. But to truly test this, what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to compare Gemini Advanced to Perplexity AI. Both of these are competing as the new models for the new age of search engines. So let's actually see which one wins. Furthermore, let me know in the comments which ones you prefer when it comes to search. Or are you like, I don't even like these models, I want to do search engines still. Whatever it may be, let's see in today's video. Welcome back, y'all. In today's video, we're just gonna do a side-by-side comparison here. We're gonna do the same type or same exact search in both of these different language models, Gemini and Perplexity AI. We're gonna see which one performs better. A couple things I want to note. First thing I want to note, Gemini itself, when you get a part of this advanced plan, I'll actually leave a link down below. First 2 months are free. On top of that, they plan on they're making like a new thing called like Google One or something like that, where basically they'll integrate this AI into Google Docs, Google Sheets. So I'm going to jump into that in the future when it becomes available. So make sure to subscribe for that. This is kind of like their version when we saw with Copilot and how that integrated with Microsoft's 365 suite. So you can check out that playlist if that's your interest. If not, it's all good. Perplexity AI is like the new kid on the block. Is the new kid any good? We don't know. We're going to go ahead and see in today's video and compare the two. I got Copilot enabled. From my understanding, to get both of these at the pro level, it's $20 USD each. I'm going to hit why does the moon change shape? This is Perplexity's output. Coming over to advanced. Let me go ahead and shrink myself down. Put in here. Boom. So also we'll actually come to that real quick. But here we go. So we got the images. We get the answer. As we know, if you actually want to see more about Perplexity AI, you can check out that playlist right there. We could do it more intuitive stuff. And then we see the related here. Okay. Perplexity AI's result. Gemini's result. Gemini's result is very much text-based, but here's one thing I do like about Gemini. I do like this UI when it comes to how it's coloring and associating data with sources. Obviously, it does it here as well, but sometimes, as you see here, it's all compiled here, so you don't really know where each data point is coming from. Google does it well in the sense that you actually know that sentence is specifically coming from NASA, and it actually takes you exactly where that sentence is located. Now, that is super cool. Scrolling down here a little bit further here, this is because of the fact that we use double check Google responses. I want to point out though, as you'll notice, comparative to what we saw for Perplexity AI, this one seems to be more text oriented in the sense that we got search related topics, as we know from traditional search engines. We don't necessarily have a nice little image side. Whether you want that or not, that's up to your preference. Also, we don't have stuff like, YouTube videos we could click, which is actually kind of interesting. You would expect Gemini to be more integrated with YouTube since Gemini is a Google product, which I could probably expect in the future. We're going to go ahead and create a new chat here. And what I was saying or mentioning earlier is Brownlick. If you know, or maybe in the future, you'll definitely know, but sooner or later that's coming out. We're going to go ahead and try a new prompt here. Before we try out that new prompt here, I actually just discovered something pretty cool here of how they compartmentalized their what we would call plugins in ChatGPT. They call them extensions. Super cool. We have basically all Google Suite right now, Google Flights, Google Hotels. And sooner or later, I believe Google Docs. Actually, it looks like we can enable that. It seems like it's out. I might need to start making videos on that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I definitely probably will do that. That is super cool. Knowing this, though, this basically gives us access to the API underlying for each of these services within Google, comparative to this one, which is probably more service level when it comes to accessing that kind of data. So, for example, to prove whether these extensions have value or not, we're going to go ahead and try this one. Show me a flight to visit my aunt in Madrid the week of January 2020 or 2022. Give me gift ideas for what to bring. She loves dolphins and playing cards. And then we're going to try the same thing with Perplexity AI. Hit enter. As you'll see, it's actually using the Google Flights extension. I like that user interface. Google Flights was not able to find flights. Okay, well, actually, does that kind of make sense? Oh, I see. Okay, so it can only max out 330 days in the future. Let me go ahead and change that to something closer, like June. And try this inquiry again. We're going to hit update. With Perplexity AI's response here, you have a nice little map here. We got some related stuff. And I'm assuming if I click this, we'll go find cheap flights to Madrid. I like that. I even know San Francisco. Holy smokes, chill out. You don't need to know my exact location. Chill out. I do like that. That is a nice little like pre-built-in feature there where it does actually have, it's smart enough to understand the question and give me pre-filled data like that. Let me see what Gemini does. Gemini doesn't always get it right. Be sure to check flights details. Ooh. Oh, okay. I like this. I definitely like this user interface. Let's try Google Flights. I think we've all used Google Flights in our past, so we definitely like this user interface or Amex Travel. That's always nice as well. Pretty solid here. Queue successfully. Try again without extension. Interesting. As a side note, they probably are going to release some type of extension store where you're going to be able to put and build out extensions for Google Gemini Advanced, which is pretty cool because as we know of Chrome, with the Chrome plugin store and the Chrome store, people actually make plugins on that make money and are very successful businesses, e.g. Honey. Now, that being said, I think the one thing missing from Gemini, which would probably be a very simple addition, is some type of like visual element, right? I do like how there's a map here on Perplexity, and like even though like they're kind of corny, some images of it does just kind of give you a nice like user interface feeling when we do search engine anyways, where basically Gemini Advanced right now is very much more text based. Let's go ahead and try another feature here where basically we are at home, and at home we are at YouTube. This do help me solve a problem. Not in the same chat. I usually typically like changing chats because then we don't go down different weird rabbit holes. Find videos of how to quickly get grape juice out of a wool rug. Let's try Perplexity AI with the same thing. Copilot. I want to point out as well, if you ever scratch wood flooring and it's not deep, you can use apple cider vinegar and olive oil. Let it mix a little bit. Let it mix. And then use a paper towel, rub it down. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Use water, a water paper towel. Rub it down, and it actually goes away. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay, so you got a ton of videos over here. Wow, these are some OG thumbnails. Look at these thumbnails, y'all. If this doesn't scream like 2011, I don't know what does. I mean, they're getting clicks, so, you know, maybe I need to do my thumbnails like that. Okay, coming over here. Ooh, interesting. I will say out of both these responses, Gemini definitely wins, which is to be expected though, because this is a Google product. It's clean, it's concise, it gives you one video. This feels a little overwhelming of like, do I read it? Do I click this? So it actually just seems like the use case of what your underlying search is pretty pertinent on the kind of outputs you're looking for. That concludes today's video on comparing Gemini Advanced and Perplexity AI. Which one do you prefer when it comes to search engine? Is there some type of search that I missed here that was like pretty big deal on showing like how much value each one has? From my personal opinion, what it seems like is if you want more visual elements, go Perplexity AI. If you want more like native features, like if you're really comfortable with the Google and ecosystem, like I've been using Google since I was probably like 6 or 7 because of a Gmail or something like that. So go with that one. Whatever it may be, these models are competing. These models are getting better. We're getting cooler and cooler stuff, especially if you've seen that Sora, which is absolutely crazy. This was made with Sora now, but I'm probably going to do a whole playlist on the YouTube feature here, the Google One thing, where basically we can integrate Gemini Advanced with Google Workspace. Extremely powerful. That's about it. Make sure to leave a like. It's completely free. I'll see you in the next video. This playlist right here is either going to be the Gemini Advanced one or the Perplexity AI one, whichever one I put there. That's a random video based off your clicks. So are your clicks treating you well? Like, is what you're clicking good? And then that's my face. I'll see you in the next video.